Live from Alabama's news leader, this is ABC 3340 News at 10.
Good evening. I'm Brenda LeDunn.
And I'm Dave Baird. Thanks for joining us on the news at 10. Birmingham police have again arrested one of their own, this time in connection with two robberies. Derek Luster is charged with first-degree robbery and ethics violations. The night team's Corey McGinnis is live at Birmingham Police Headquarters with more. Corey?
Well, Dave, as you could imagine, this is pretty shocking to hear. I mean, we're talking about a Birmingham police officer, a former Birmingham police officer, arrested. And as you know, the severity and the gumption for something like this is pretty serious. As we reported in the past, that former Birmingham police officers have been arrested. But today, in today's arrest, community members and now Police Chief A.C. Roper is extremely disappointed.
The suspect was a Birmingham police officer.
That officer is this man you see in this picture, Derek Luster, a former West Precinct officer behind bars and charged on 2 counts of robbery and ethics violations.
The suspect was off duty at the time of the robberies.
2 robberies, one on July 13th and another on July 17th on Terrace M in Inslee. Investigators received information from the victim of both robberies and told police that the person involved was Luster, and at the time a police officer. We spoke with some residents in the neighborhood who say it's hard to trust law enforcement when situations like this occur.
Who knows what else they do, how many, could have been involved in it. So it makes you scared to even pull over. If you need one, you don't want to stop.
It was a big mistake because you police, you well known, and you know it's going to be everywhere. So obviously he didn't care.
Prior to Luster's arrest, he submitted a letter of resignation to the Birmingham Police Department on July 15th. That's just 2 days before he allegedly robbed again.
He was put on administrative duty, restricted duty. We actually wanted to keep our eyes on him while we were investigating.
Now, Police Chief A.C. Roper wants Birmingham to keep the faith in the police department and to not let one bad apple spoil the bunch.
When someone loses their way, it's disappointing to us. I do understand that some people have a tendency to stereotype all police officers based on the actions of a few, but the bottom line is we do a good job of policing ourselves.
And again, some of the neighbors that I spoke with are saying that it's still going to be hard to put 100% trust in the Birmingham Police Department. Luster is currently being held at the Jefferson County Jail. Reporting live tonight in Birmingham, Corey McGinnis, ABC 3340.
Thanks, Corey. A former Birmingham police officer has been sentenced to 100 years in prison. Kurtis Thornton was sentenced for his convictions of arson, attempted arson, and criminal mischief. Before sentencing, Thornton's family testified that he was and still is a good boy. A former friend, Godfrey Chrisoverges, says that Thornton needs time to reflect on his actions and show remorse.
A lot of people were hurt, his family, the children especially close to him, his children. My family was hurt.
And Thornton also has pending charges of possession of child pornography.
New at 10, our cameras were rolling when deputies busted an illegal gambling operation near Forestdale. It happened around 4 o'clock this afternoon at the business on Beauty Circle. The fire marshal had attempted to do an inspection and was told that the business was a child tutoring center. Instead, he found a fake wall and a passage into a neighboring unit filled with gambling machines and players. The facility was also selling snacks and alcoholic beverages.
Busting real criminals. This ain't no crime to gamble. I gamble every day. Matter of fact, when I leave here, I might go to the dog track.
No arrests have been made, but charges are pending. The investigation is ongoing. Homewood police continue their investigation into the killing of a pastor's wife. 52-year-old Karen Shahan's body was found Tuesday inside her Hugh Circle home just off Lakeshore Drive. Detectives combed through the house today looking for more evidence. The crime scene investigation inside is complete. No arrests have been made in the case. Police continue to follow leads.
As the neighborhood, we also want to say to her family, we're so sorry for them and we're praying for them. And, we're worried and we're scared when they're dealing with a whole other ball game.
Shahan's husband is a pastor at First Baptist Church of Birmingham. The church is holding a visitation for her Saturday at 11 a.m. A memorial service will follow at noon.
Crews demolished part of the former Adams Inn in downtown Birmingham. The building caught fire once again Wednesday night. The city condemned the structure in 2010. It joined some 200 other dilapidated buildings on Birmingham's demolition list. Now, some say the abandoned structures are not only eyesores but pose threats for fires. City leaders say there are buyers interested in the Adams Inn property, including the Salvation Army.
A different kind of day today. You could count the number of showers on one hand across the state. We had one cluster of showers developing south of Montgomery, and that's really about it. The northern half of the state dry, the dew points are low, and it felt pretty good. Let's go to our Skycam network tonight. There's a live look at traffic along U.S. Highway 280 in that construction zone in North Shelby County. Right now, 76 degrees. The wind is calm, and the dew point is 67 and dropping. Looks like tomorrow stays mostly dry, but what about the weekend ahead? The full forecast is coming up in just a bit. Brenda?
Thanks, James. Another Shelby County city got one step closer to creating its own school system. The Pelham City Council unanimously passed a plan to increase the sales tax by 1 cent to pay for it. But the plan isn't sitting well with everyone. The night team's Sarah Snyder joins us with more. Sarah?
Well, Brenda, this is a big step towards breaking away from Shelby County schools and creating their own district. But tonight, several, including Mayor Gary Waters, says raising the sales tax from 8 to 9% just isn't a good idea. On a hot summer night and out of school, enjoying a game at the ballpark is top priority. But a move by the city council will set the stage for a new focus on what happens during the school year. As a parent planning to homeschool, Travis Rainey says he disagrees with the increased cost to shop.
It could hurt our sales. People may come to this area, come to our city to buy things to escape higher taxes.
But Jessica Mills says it's smart, and the extra expense at the cash register will be well worth it.
If it gives my children a better education and provides more for them with their education, then I don't mind it at all. I think that having all of the schools combined together for one city, I think that the unification would be good for the kids.
The plan earmarks around $5 million each year for schools, but Mayor Gary Waters says it's just not the right time.
Because I just don't think we should arbitrarily raise our taxes in the off chance that we're going to start a school system. We still don't know which direction we're going to enhance the schools that are in our corporate boundaries. We should have a firm plan first.
Counselors say they're aiming to provide more teachers in Pelham classrooms and create a pre-K program.
We have to start bringing back in young families who want to go where the best schools are.
Counselor Mercer says it's all moving too fast, and the cost of a feasibility study should be put towards creating new programs like pre-K.
Let's slow down. Let's give the residents a detailed list of what we would like to accomplish.
Tonight, counselors decided in a 4-to-1 vote to pay for a feasibility study that would tell them exactly how much creating a new district will cost them. The new sales tax puts Pelham on par with Alabaster, but is still lower than areas like Jefferson County. Live in Pelham tonight, Sarah Snyder, ABC 3340.
Sarah, thanks. Birmingham City Schools are on accredited probation for 2 years, and the Board of Education is getting the blame. A report by the Southern Association of Colleges and Schools says that board members have failed drastically to perform as an effective governing body. The system's leadership practices will be monitored to make sure recommendations are followed and improvements are made. The board has until February to show progress.
A lot of Jefferson County schools' parents need to watch the mailbox. Letters have gone out to Centerpoint High School and Brighton Middle School parents about the Alabama Accountability Act. A federal desegregation order trumps the state law and prevents students from transferring to other county schools. Another mailing will go out next week to students at Centerpoint Elementary and High School, Irwin Intermediate and Middle, Fulton Elementary, Bottonfield Middle, and Chalkville Elementary. Now, it explains there will be no school choice due to a No Child Left Behind Act waiver. And students who've already transferred will be allowed to stay at the other schools as long as they can provide their own transportation.
Anniston investigators are trying to determine who knowingly transmitted a nude photo of an underage teen. Police say that the girl took the photo of herself on her phone to share with a friend, but it quickly spread to others. The girl's mother contacted police, but officers say that it had been sent to too many people and there was no way to stop it.
The moment a picture's sent, whether it be over the internet, via text, any type of media source now, you have no control over it. It could go to anybody.
Because the girl is a minor, there could be felony charges against people who shared it for disseminating child pornography.
Alabama has executed its first inmate since 2011. Andrew Lackey was pronounced dead at 6:25 p.m. after receiving a lethal injection at Holman Prison in Atmore. The 29-year-old was convicted in the beating and shooting death of an 80-year-old Limestone County man back in 2005. Lackey became the first person executed by the state since October 2011. Executions had been partly slowed because of a legal dispute over the drugs being used. Well, more changes could be coming to Cooper Green. The county is looking to hire more primary care doctors to reduce the several-hour wait time. But the county manager says it's hard with a citywide shortage of doctors in that area. And Representatives John Rogers and Mary Moore are also working to get another area hospital to manage the urgent care center. They would not say what hospital they have in mind.
Well, a movie shot here in Central Alabama is now showing at the Carmike Theater at the Summit. Grace Unplugged was shot in Birmingham and Homewood last summer. It stars A.J. McCullough, James Denton, and Christian artist Jamie Grace. Hundreds of local people were used as extras in the movie. Tonight, the film's director and producers are in town for a preview with local leaders and pastors. Dream Cakes Bakery and Homewood, the Alabama Theater, and many other spots around the Birmingham Metro are featured in the film. It is set to release nationwide on October 4th. Weather permitting, Jazz in the Park will return this Sunday at Eastlake Park. Performances include Infusion featuring James Crum Jr., Left Field, and Soul Collaboration. It's free and open to the public. ABC 3340 is a proud sponsor of the event, and our very own Marissa Mitchell is the host. The music begins at 6 p.m.
80 passengers, including one American, are now dead after a dramatic train derailment in Spain. The man accused of holding 3 Ohio women captive could get a plea deal. And a very different perspective from a second juror that acquitted George Zimmerman in the death of Trayvon Martin.